So, dear students, so today our topic is anatomy and physiology of liver. So, liver, it is one of the important organ. It was involved in the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and as well as it was involved in the synthesis of certain substances, coagulation factors. So, many proteins. So, they are synthesized in the liver as well as it is acts as the storehouse for various metabolites. For example, the excess of glucose, so that was stored in the form of the glycogen. So that glycogen, it was stored in the liver. So that's why the liver is also acts as a storehouse for the certain essential nutritions. Okay, so during the starvations or any other conditions, liver is involved in the to supply those micronutrients as per the demand of the body organs. And another most important functions regarding the liver is, so it is involved in the detoxifications of the drugs or substances. So what are the toxic substance? So they are produced in our body, so those are also detoxified or removed from the circulation. For example, ammonia is a toxic substance. Okay, so that was involved, that was removed by a liver with the help of the urea cycle. Okay, so that's why the liver is involved in the detoxification or whatever drug you have taken. So that maximum 99% of the drug, whatever you are administered or you are taken, so that drug is metabolized or detoxified in the liver, then only with the help of the kidney or faces other roots. So they are excreted from our body. So that's why, so liver is the most important organ. So that was helpful for continuously to involved in the metabolisms to supply the energy as well as processing of the food and as well as to supply the essential materials or biomolecules during the starvations in emergency as well as, so it was involved in the detoxifications of the certain substances including the drugs. So that's why the healthy conditions of liver is essential for to maintain the growth and health of the human beings. So that's why you always keep healthy to your livers. Okay, simply for the liver, just the lemons, the vitamin C, so that is the antioxidant. Okay, so that was helpful for to remove the certain toxic substances that was corrosive or that was toxic to the liver itself. Okay, vitamin C is a natural antioxidant. It gives the protection to the liver. So that's why you should be keep your healthy liver. Then you can go for the natural antioxidants. Okay, unnecessarily you should not take the any other substances. Even the viruses, bacteria, so they can easily attack the our liver. So that's why unnecessarily you do not go for the unprocessed food or you do not go for the any food so that was unprocessed or that was contain the microorganisms. Even you do not go for to drink the contaminated water, so that was mainly affect the liver. If the liver is affected means, then all the removal process or excretory functions in the body that was the abolishes. Due to that, day by day the health was decreased. So that's why always keep the healthy to your liver, then only you are free from the any kind of the disorder in the maximum cases. So now we learn regarding the, that is the anatomy of liver. So liver, it is the second largest organ in our body after the skin. Skin is also considered as the organ. Skin is also involved in the certain functions like a visceral organ functions. Okay, so that's why the skin, it is a protective layer to our body. It is also account for the organ, that skin is the first largest organ, and after the skin, the, that is the liver is the second largest organs. Okay, so liver, it is having the both secretory as well as excretory functions. Okay, excretory function means it was involved in the removal of the waste material or toxic substance, whatever. So they are produced during the metabolisms of the body. And as well as the liver, it is having the secretory function also. It can secrete the certain vitamins, it can secrete the bile acid, bile salts, cholesterol, or certain proteins, amino acids, as well as it can secrete the glucose. So that's why the liver, it is a dual organ having the both secretory as well as the excretory function. So regarding the location, so liver is located just in the right of the belly, or just below the abdominal cavity, or below the lungs, or it is present in the upper side of the abdominal cavity onto the right sides. Okay, so it is just beneath the, just below the diaphragm, and it is the top of the stomach. And the liver, it's right, it is having the kidney as well as it is having the intestines. Okay, so regarding the color, so liver is a dark reddish brown in color. Okay, so then regarding the weight, so an and average, so weight of the liver is 1.5 kg. Okay, so an and average weight of the liver is the 1.5 kg. So liver is a regenerative organs. Suppose the 90% of liver is fail, that was it is suffering from the liver cirrhosis, only the 10% or 1% the liver is healthy, then also it will be the regenerate. So those people, so they are consuming the alcohol, so day by day, so their liver is fail. So already you are familiar. Okay, so already you know regarding the, so those people, they are the heavy drinker, so definitely, so their liver was fail or is fail. So due to that the leg was swelling or body was swelling due to a failure of the body to remove the toxic substance like the ammonia. So that's why, so they are for the suffering from the swelling of the body. So due to that they are, that death is occurs or fatal is occurs. But still that candidate having the hope, because the 90% of liver is fail means still that liver can be regenerate. So with the help of the medications or supervisions of the physicians, or to avoiding the alcohols, certain precautions that candidate were taken following the suggestions given by the pharmacist, given by the doctors, and as well as they avoiding the alcohol mean definitely, so that person's willpower is helpful for to improve the functions of the liver. Then 1% or 10% healthy liver becomes the 90% or 100% healthy liver. So that's why you should be have the hope. If any your neighbor or your patient, if that candidate was suffering from the um, liver cirrhosis or failure liver means, so then also there is a chance of recovery. If it is not possible, so then only the doctor, they can go for the transplant of the liver. They can take the liver from the healthy volunteer and small piece. Okay, not complete liver they can take, only the small piece of liver they take took from the donors, and that piece was kept under the damaged liver. Then this liver, the whatever healthy liver is there, so that was regenerated, and completely it was replaces the death cell and helpful for the regenerations of the liver. So that is also one hope is there, that is the transplants of the liver. So that was is helpful for to replace the our unhealthy liver with the healthy liver. So regarding the loops, so the liver, it was mainly having the four loops, that is the right loop, left loop, quadrate loops, and as well as the quadrate loops. And these loops are mainly categorized, or the liver can divided into different loops. Mainly the liver can divided into right loop and left loop, because the liver is consist of the one ligament. So that ligament was known as the falciparum ligament. So ligament nothing but, so these are the certain type of the tissues, so they are helpful for to hold the muscles or to hold the tissues, or they are helpful for the to join the tissues. The presence of these falciparum ligament, so the liver is mainly divided into two parts, that is the right lobe and left lobe. So liver is also containing the another ligament, so that was known as the coronary ligament. Okay, so this coronary ligament, it can divide the anatomically liver into a anterior liver as well as the posterior liver. So that's why the liver is mainly consist of the different types of ligaments, and those ligaments, so they are helpful for to divide the different parts of the liver or liver into a different parts. That is the falciparum ligament, it can divide the liver into a left and right lobe, and as well as the coronary ligament, it can divide the liver into a anterior and posterior, and also it consists of the another one ligament that was known as the triangular ligament, that is also helpful for to divide the liver into two parts, that is the left and as well as the right lobe or right part. So that's why liver is mainly consist of the three ligament: falciparum ligament, coronary ligament, and as well as the triangular ligament. So they are helpful for to categorize the liver into a different parts. So liver, it mainly consists of the different loops, like this is the right side, that was known as the right loop, and left side, that was known as the left loop. Along with these loop, so the liver is also having the another loop. So one is the, that is the caudate loop, it is present just below or near to the portal vein or the portal vein. It can separate the right loop and caudate loops. Okay, so this portal vein is can separate the liver, that is the right loop, into another loop. So that loop was known as the caudate loops, and this caudate loop is facing towards the stomach, because just below the liver, that is the locations of the stomach. Okay, that's why. So this caudate loop, it was facing towards the stomach or towards the lesser curvature of the stomach. And another lobe is present in the liver, that was known as the quadrate lobe. It is superior. It is just below the abdominal cavity. It are simply, it is facing towards the abdominal cavity. So like that, the liver, it is mainly consist of the four lobe, that is the right lobe, left lobe, caudate lobe, as well as the quadrate lobe. And liver is also interconnected with the gallbladder. So this is the locations of the gallbladder. It was present along with the liver. So whatever the bile, so that was produced in the liver, so that was stored into the gallbladder. And gallbladder, it will be having the opening in the duodenum. So when the lipids are comes into the our intestine from the stomach, then only gallbladder they can secrete the bile. So that bile is helpful for the process of the lipids. So regarding the fissures, certain cracks, so they are present on the surfaces of the liver. So they fissures or crack is helpful for to allow the that is input of arteries and certain vessels, that is a nerves, and as well as outgoing of the certain blood vessels. So like that, certain fissures are cracked, so that was present on the liver, that was mainly known as the hilum. So that hilum can allow the entry of hepatic artery, that is the one in number. That hepatic artery can supply the oxygenated blood to the liver tissues. Then hepatic duct, it was helpful for to supply the bile to the gallbladder. Then as well as the portal vein is inverted into the begin into the liver. So this portal vein, it can collect the deoxygenated blood from the small intestine, large intestine, as well as different parts of the GIT, along with the nutritions it can collect it. So that collected nutrition with the blood, that can supply to the our liver for metabolism of lipids, proteins, and carbohydrates. So that is with the help of the portal vein. So the portal vein is the one of the blood vessel. It can collect the micronutrients along with the blood from the GIT organ and supply to the liver. And also, so that crack, it was inverted with the certain nerves. So those are control the functions of liver, and as well as the lymphatic vessel. So where our system circulation was failed means, so that was carried out by the lymphatic vessels. So lymphatic vessel is also okay. So the lymphatic vessels is also inverted or begins from the liver. So these lymphatic vessels, so they are play important role in the to supply the protein, because protein mainly supplied in, synthesized in the liver, but that protein cannot be carried out by the hepatic artery or hepatic vein. But that because due to the larger surface area or larger molecule. So that's why the lymphatic vessels are also inverted into the liver, so they can carry out the proteins. So these are the various associated vessels are nerves, so they are inverted into the liver. So now we can go for regarding the physiology of liver. So the liver, first function of liver is play an important role in the metabolisms. So liver mainly involved in the metabolism of the carbohydrates. Here the liver, it is having the both catabolic as well as anabolic activity on the metabolism of carbohydrates, protein, fats, and as well as it is involved in the synthesis of vitamins, hormones, and many drugs catabolism. So regarding the carbohydrates, it can that is it can involve in the metabolism of the glucose by glycolysis. Then it can allow the productions of ATP during the starvation or deficiency of glucose. Then also it can break down the glycogen, because excess of glucose that was stored in the form of glycogen in the liver. So that's why, so liver, it is having the both anabolic activity as well as the catabolic activity on the carbohydrates. Regarding the proteins also, it is having the both involved in the synthesis of proteins as well as the catabolism of the proteins into amino acids according to the body needs. And also liver, it is involved in the metabolism of fats, both catabolisms as well as the anabolism. So excess of the fats if there in the body, so that was stored in the liver. But if the deficiency in our body in the blood vessels means, then it can involve in the catabolism of fat, that can supply the continuously lipids to the our body. And also liver, it was mainly involved in the metabolism of the vitamins, especially the fat soluble vitamins. And also it was involved in the metabolism of hormones, and also it was involved in the catabolism or detoxifications of the many drugs. So next functions, so the liver is also play an important role in the productions of the bile. Okay, so actually the liver, it can produce the bile, so that bile is secreted into small intestine, so with the help of the gallbladder. So that bile is involved in the breakdowns of the fats. So that's why the liver is involved in the breakdown of fats or involved in the productions of the bile. So next function, so liver is also involved in the, or to it is how the synthesis functions, like involved in the synthesis of glucose, proteins, certain clotting factors, maximum clotting factors. So they are synthesized in the liver, and few they are synthesized in the platelets and lungs, but maximum, so they are synthesized in the liver. Then as well as the liver is involved in the synthesis of the plasma proteins, steroids, even heparin and somatostatin. Somatostatin is considered as the anti-growth hormones. So next one, so regarding the liver, it is also involved in the generations of the heat. So due to metabolism of carbohydrates, metabolism of proteins and fats, certain heat was generated. So that heat is helpful for to maintain the body temperatures. Okay, so during the winter season, the metabolic activity of the liver is increases because of continuously it can produce the heat, so that was helpful for to normalize the our body temperature. So liver is also one of the important organ, so that was involved in the regulations of the body temperature. So next one, so liver is also acts as a storage for some substances. So that's what is participate in the storage functions, like the glycogen, excess of glucose is converted to glycogen, small amount for smaller duration amino acids, so they are stored in the liver, but longer duration the amino acid cannot be stored in our body, only smaller distance, smaller time they are stored in the liver, the amino acids. Then iron, folic acid, vitamin A, vitamin B12, vitamin D, so they are stored in the liver. So that's why the liver play an important in the storage for the certain molecules. So next one, so liver is also having the hemopoietic system, the hemostatic poietic functions are involved in the synthesis of the blood cells. So already know in the intrauterine life, the red bone marrow is not matured. So on that time, so during the third to fifth month of the intrauterine life, when the baby is under the womb, so that was known as the intrauterine life. So on the third month to fifth month, certain blood cells, RBC, WC, and platelet, they are synthesized in the liver along with the spleen. So due to that reason, so the liver is play an important role in the hemopoiesis, but only in the intrauterine life. But after birth, so liver do not involved in the synthesis. But in the rarer cases, that is also some in some patients or persons, the liver is involved in synthesis. But in the maximum cases, only in the intrauterine life, so that liver was involved in the synthesis of the blood cells. So next one, so liver is also play an important role in the excretions of the certain substances like cholesterol, bile pigments, heavy metal, toxins, bacteria, viruses through a biles. So that's why. So it is liver produce the bile, along with bile it can excrete the cholesterol, bile pigments, heavy metal, toxins, bacteria, viruses. So those are enter in the liver or enter in the body. So that's why the liver is also having the excretory function. So next one, so liver is also involved in the site for the destructions of the RBC cells after 110 days. So it is the life period of the RBC. So after aged RBC, so those are destructed in the Cooper cells or reticuloendothelial cells. So those are present in the liver. So that's why the liver is also play important in the destructions of RBC cells along with the spleen. So last function, the liver can convert poisonous ammonia into urea. So this is one of the beneficial intoxication process that can regulated by the liver. So liver it can convert the toxic substance or poisonous substance ammonia into urea through a urea cycle. So these are the functions of the liver. So now we can go for regarding the productions of the bile. So the bile it was mainly produced in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. So regarding the color, the bile is golden yellow or greenish fluid. Regarding volume, so daily output of the bile from the liver is 800 to 1200 ml per day. So regarding the pH of the bile is point, that is 8 to 8.6. Regarding the specific gravity, so the bile it is having the 1.010 to 1.011. So regarding the productions, the hepatocytes, so these are the special type of the liver cells. So those are involved in the metabolism of cholesterol or synthesis of the bile acids by utilizing the cholesterol. Okay, so hepatocytes, so these are the special type of the liver cells. So those are utilize the cholesterol and involved in the primary synthesis of the primary bile acids. So these primary bile acids are, that is the taurocholic acid, then as well as tauroquinodeoxycholic acid and glycocholic acid and glycosinodeoxycholic acid. So these are the primary bile acids. So they are synthesized in the liver from the cholesterol with the help of the hepatocytes. And these are unconjugated. But so in the liver, so they are conjugated with the amino acids like with a, that is the glycine and as well as the taurines. Then so these bile acids are known as the conjugated bile acids. So like that, so hepatocytes, so they are involved in the synthesis of the primary bile acids like a taurocholic acid, tauroquinodeoxycholic acid, as well as the glycocholic acid and glycosinodeoxycholic acids, and these are conjugated with the that is amino acids like a glycines and taurines, and those are known as the conjugated bile acids like a choline, choleglycines, then chino deoxycholine taurine, and chenodeoxychloroquine. And these primary bile acids, so they are mainly secreted in the intestines. Okay, small intestines. From the small intestines, so they are enter into the large intestine, and the large intestine, it mainly consists of the bacterial flora, and those flora, so they are processed. So these conjugated primary bile acid then involved in the formations of the secondary bile acids like lithocholic acid and as well as deoxycholic acid. Then from the intestine, so these that large intestine, so these secondary bile acids like a lithocholic acid and deoxycholic acid, so they are enter into the liver through a enterohepatic circulation. So where, so they are conjugated with the glycine and taurine in the liver, and so they are enter into the Kupffer cells and that is the reticular endothelial cells. Then they becomes the parts of the primary bile acids like a potassium glycocolate and potassium taurocolate. So these are the main bile acids. So they are present in the bile and they are helpful for the metabolism of the lipids. So like that, the bile salts like a potassium glycogylate and potassium taurocholate, so they are synthesized from the cholesterol. So cholesterol, it was metabolized in the liver by hepatocytes, then involved in the formations of primary bile acids, and these primary bile acids, so they are conjugated with the amino acids like a glycine and taurine in the liver and secreted into a small intestine. From the small intestines, so they are enter into the liver. Okay, in the small intestine, they are enter into the large intestine due to bacterial flora in the large intestine. So they primary, that is the bile acids, they become the secondary bile acids like a lithocholic acid and deoxycholic acid. So these are enter in the that is the liver through a portal vein that was known as the enterohepatic circulations. Okay, so that portal vein, it can occupy the, it can catch these acids and secreted into liver. In the liver, so these are conjugated with the glycine and taurine. Then so they are enter into Kupffer cells, then responsive for, or they can become the converted into a bile salts like a potassium glycocolate and potassium taurocholate. So these are the components of the bile. Then the bile is then whatever the bile secreted in the liver, so that was stored in the gallbladder. From the gallbladder, so that was released into the duodenum. So when the food is enter into the duodenum, so then the bile was secreted. So like that, the bile production is occurs with the help of the liver.